Today we're going to talk about, well, our first trip in the Tesla. I took it to Arkansas to see a friend of mine, and it was the first time that we got outside really of our home. And there was a lot of learning that occurred during this process. So you're just going to see kind of the leg up there, a couple videos that I shot. So let's get it going. All right, everyone. This is the first trip in the Tesla. I'm going to be driving to Arkansas up to Bentonville we bought the Standard Plus or Standard Model 3. So see how this works for us or works for me. I've never driven a vehicle like this on this type of road trip. So this is going to be interesting. Just going to journal along the way. Now we're here in Abbott, Texas, and I am charging. Tells me I have about 45 minutes to charge to continue trip, and then I'll move on. Got a little nervous. First time to really get anywhere outside of the home that is to charge, and that was a little nerve-wracking. Got down to 18% is what I think I got to, but I think I felt confident, because the navigation was on and it allowed me to know exactly where I was going and how far it was, and my mileage and my battery were, never getting below like what I would feel comfortable with, which was like 15% or so. So that made me feel better about the situation, but went into the store, used the restroom while I'm here, and gonna kind of wait out the rain because it is starting to rain here. So a little different, but it is at a truck stop, so there's people with gas or with gas cars that are filling up and moving out faster than I am. But the cost wise, this is at let's see here, right now at this charging session I'm at 52%, and it is roughly, well, no, exactly $6.94 to get this charge going to 53%. It'll be a little bit more by the time it's said and done, but I'll share that here in a little bit. All right, guys. Well, I'm at the last 4 minutes remaining I've been here for about 31 minutes at this point. I have to get to 100% charge on this one because, now remember, I bought the standard range, so I don't have near as much range as the long range. So I had to get to 100% so I could get to the next charging station at roughly it says 10% right now. So, well, I forgot to record the first stop at this place. Is called Denison. It's a little bit south of Oklahoma. I charged to 83% or so, and I thought that would be enough to get me to Tulsa. And then I get on the road and it had rerouted me to somewhere in Arkansas, because I think it's catching up with what I'm actually driving. How do I say this? I don't know. Being a new Tesla owner, this is kind of unique, foreign language, but I guess it's learning how I'm driving, and so it knows that I can go further than what was on the car before. And so it's telling me that I can now go on 100% charge at 249 miles, where before it was like 210. And so that is really changing where it's putting me with the chargers whenever I've entered it into the navigation. So whenever I left home, I wanted to go to my buddy's house in Arkansas. It had me stopping at 3 superchargers, and I figured I'd have to stop at the 4th one at some point and get charged up to go to the actual house, because it's just, the charging station is just south of Bentonville, Arkansas. And so my plan was to do that and go through Tulsa. Well, now it's rerouting me through a town in Arkansas, and it needed that 100% charge versus the 80% charge that I'd already kind of calculated in my head that I needed to go 100 and X amount of miles, and I needed to get a charge of 40 or 50 miles above that, because that's what I was kind of typically getting. But the car had already updated itself and found another supercharger that was out of the way of where I was going. So So I'm back at Denison. That's what this video is all about. I'm charging my car to be able to get to my next trip. It says I have my next charging station. It tells me I have 25 minutes remaining because I'm at the top end of the battery peak, and it's giving me the slow charge versus, which is 147 miles an hour at 30 kilowatts. And whenever you first plug it in, it was at 700 and something miles per hour. So it's drastically different whenever you get to the top end of the battery. Something I noticed about the car on this section or this leg of the trip is that at about 45 minutes before we get to the supercharger, it has a notification that prepping for charging. It's warming up the batteries to do what it needs to do to be able to charge faster. So that was kind of neat. I didn't realize it would do that. So here we are, second time. There's a Fuzzy's Taco at this location. So I'm gonna go in and get me a salad while it charges for the next 20 minutes. Talk to you. Well, that was a little bit about my trip to Harrison and what I thought about the Tesla on the way up there, my first real big trip. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content and enjoy some of the video from my drone. These shots are coming from Bentonville, Arkansas. Well, just right outside of Bentonville. Kind of learning how to fly the drone, following a vehicle and what depth I have to get.